Good afternoon and welcome to Audiotree Live. Today's Thursday, September 24th, 2015, and we're honored to have us with us in the studio again, and so I watch you from afar. Audiotree Live. We're in the studio with And So I Watch You From Afar. Thank you guys so much for coming back and hanging out with us. At the festival, I kept like hyping up you guys to a bunch of my friends who had never seen you before, and they all left with this imagery describing your music. So just so you know, it was pretty sick.
I hate this.
No,
It's making my head
sweat
sore.
drops. I'm stressed out. No. Explosion of mind, I think, was what they were going for.
That's
You know.
very kind.
Would you talk to me a little bit about crowd reception at this point? I'm just curious if you see a difference in the way that crowds receive you here versus back home at all.
Well, I guess obviously the main thing is like less people
Sure.
know who we are over here. But we've been on tour with the Fall of Troy, so we've been lucky enough to be playing these big rooms
Yeah.
full of lots of people.
Yeah.
And it's kind of been, it's like super positive and inspiring. You know, we're the best part. You know, the best part about touring at home is playing to fans. But the best thing about playing here is like you feel like you're garnering fans. You feel like you're in this big piece of machinery, which is kind of like cultivating and turning people onto your band. And I think we've got a real sense of that in this tour. You're playing to loads of people who really have no idea who we were.
Yeah.
And then, you know, going out with a handful of vinyl under their arm and a t-shirt on. And
Yeah.
so it feels really good. Feels really good.
Does that give you a little bit more like, I don't know what the word is, maybe a little bit of boost to like play a little bit harder or whatever? Because you almost have to prove it to these people a little bit, you know?
Yeah. There's always two modes. There's like presenting what you love to people who already love it.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of like connecting with them through that and knowing that they are in love with it too. And then there's this other mindset which really at the beginning of the band was all we felt all the time, which was like not in a kind of aggressive way, but in a kind of like I'm going to make you love this,
Yeah.
you know, as much as we do. So it's kind of like feels a bit more like that festival mindset. It's like here's a load of people, they don't know who we are. We've traveled all the way from Ireland. You know, we've been in a little van for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
This is our 45 minutes to like, you know, make our statement with our like art or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I see like, you know, there seems to be a pretty positive reception in terms of like individual fans, like you're saying, you know, group of vinyl under their arm or whatever, wearing a t-shirt, because some guy gave you guys a pedal, like a custom pedal that I saw a photo of. That's amazing. Like that's pretty special, I think. Does that happen back home at all? Or like, have you gotten gifts prior to that?
Yeah, we get like some cool. I mean, every now and again. I mean, it's mind blowing that to have anyone giving you something that they've made solely because they're into your music.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's phenomenal. You know, so what an absolute massive compliment. And it's a really loud effects pedal that makes the guitar sound ugly. So, you know, perfect.
It's pretty perfect, yeah.
We got like some cool stuff. We were in. What was it? The guys brought down like all those like rare coins in St. Petersburg in Russia, like this coin collection. We're like, this means a lot to me, but
Wow.
I want you to have it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay. What do I do with all these coins? Thank you very much.
Chris started a coin collection.
Really?
No.
No. Okay. Dang
There's
it. 4. Your coin collection is 4. I don't know how many you have to be a collection. I think 4 is probably fine.
Yeah.
If we would a little bit, there's a really, really good interview on Music Radar that talks about their pedal boards, so you can like look at all that stuff and see them diagnose it or whatever. But one of the things that I thought was funny is a reference to like RAM overload or CPU overload kind of. And I would just like you to explain that a little bit further, like what you mean when you say that. Just keeping track of all your pedals, basically.
Yeah, well, for any Mac users, it's the, you know, what do you call it? The
Wheel of
umbrella
death or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, you know, so you've got your fingers doing this, you've got your hand doing this, you've got your voice doing this, and then you've got your feet doing this little sort of choreographed dance below you. And every now and again, you know, they don't all get through it, and you kind of like zap out for a moment, blink off, the screen goes blue, just one flashing dot, MS-DOS, and then you're back in the room, and it's like, oh, I'm at a show, but.
And then you try.
I'm actually especially having it now. I didn't want to actually do this, but I'm missing it. As you can see down here, there's a large portion of my pedal which is gone, and it went on fire 2 nights ago. So if any of these songs sound a bit weird, That's what I'm hiding behind.
Yeah. Do you have I remember when Milets played, I was asking if he has it like written out, like what all the songs have. Do you guys have like all the all the effects on each song or each section written out, or is it just by memory?
Yeah, it's kind of by memory, without sounding like too, like,
Go on.
too poncy about it.
Yeah,
right?
you're good. You're good.
It's like, I'm trying not to say they become an extension of your brain, but I
That's
think
the
I
only
have to-
thing you have in there.
It's like, it's sort of like,
Well, they all do certain things. So
Yeah.
then if you're like, oh, I need this sound to sound like this, then you're not really thinking about the pedal. You're just thinking
Yeah.
about the sound.
yeah, that's it. That's a better way of doing it. So
Yeah.
it's like, where to put your foot to make it to create whatever dynamic you need.
Sure.
And it looks complicated, but it's like it's very simple.
Yeah, and once you've memorized like each tone or whatever, then it's easy to dial that
Yeah.
back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. All right, well, thanks again, you guys, for playing for us. You can take it away with your next one when you're ready.
Thank you for having us.
Audiotree Live. We're in the studio with And So I Watch You From Afar. I think everywhere you guys go, you bring like a large crowd with you. You know, even in that little room, there's a bunch of people that decided to come up and clap, which is freaking awesome. I don't think I've ever asked who invented the triangle or the symbol. I don't know what to call it. The square with the triangle cut out.
Yeah, that's our logo. That was actually created by a good friend of ours back in Belfast.
Yeah.
He was a graphic designer called Tim Farrell.
Okay.
And that was like part of a batch of ideas that he sent like a long time ago, obviously.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Right when we were starting to get, trying to get some sort of identity, with
Sure.
the band, and that kind of just stuck out straight away, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of as soon as you see it, it's like, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very like I don't know. It's a like thick lines, like a very solid symbol. Have you attached any meaning to it at this point, or I mean, it just represents the bands or the history of the band or anything?
Yeah, I think it's funny. Like the more we tour, the more like outlandish, suggestions people have as to what it means.
Sure.
They're like convinced. They're like, I know.
Yeah, I know exactly.
And to every person, you're like, you're right. That's right. Correct. But yeah, no, I mean, it just I don't know. It just kind of like what's the word? Kind of just embodies like how it felt when we first started the band.
Okay.
And how it's felt to just continue to be in the band. So yeah, I guess it's like a band name. It kind of lost all meaning and just became something else.
Yeah.
And we all grew up listening to like Black Flag and stuff. So the stark, symbol of whatever.
Yeah. That fits with your ethos or whatever, just that solid symbol or whatever. I remember us talking actually last time you guys were here about kind of growing up like not like playing in punk bands or bands where like playing well wasn't important at all, and then you learned about At the Drive-In, and then like that they influenced you to keep like basically that aggression and like technicality can fit together. And I'm curious if you continue to believe that that's true, like with your band. I mean, do you really want to have like technical stuff in your music at this point? Record 4 or whatever.
I don't. It's like I think the thing for us is that it's just important that nothing's like gratuitous. Nothing's just like let's be more technical than the last record because that's what drives us. But just often like the ideas will like require us to just become a little bit better at our instruments, but I mean there's a song that we're going to play next which is like just basically chords, the whole way through. So I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. Like I always feel a bit awkward whenever we have a lot of people who are like super into like guitars, a lot of fans who are like super into guitars, super into pedals, virtuosity, that kind of thing. And it's I always feel like I'm completely bluffing it if anyone ever comes up and be, oh dude, you really shred in the guitar. It's like, honestly, I don't. It's like I just like practice this one specific riff
again and
so
again
the song
and again.
would be better.
Yeah.
But like outside of that, I can speak for us all. Sorry lads, but like none of us are, and we're not just being modest, but none of us are masters at our instrument.
Sure.
But I mean, I think we've all developed, like you said, to begin with, it was like, practicing guitar, it's gonna like, it's gonna change the authenticity of how I'm putting my feelings out.
Yeah.
But I think just as you get older, you realize like you can fit everything in, and as long as it betters what you want to do, then it's all like fuel to the fire. So
sure. So not so much a driving force as just like a practical, like a reality, pragmatic usage of your instrument or whatever. Yeah.
And you do get a little bit of satisfaction whenever you've pulled off. Maybe but it's like anything in life. If you just like further yourself a little bit in whatever way, it's like you get a payoff. A little bit of a payoff.
And I listened to a song, an electronic song. You do like electronic music on the side. To what extent do you write for that, or how much?
So I've been like making electronic music for. I mean, we all do a lot of things on the side, and it's just one of those things. Like I'm in the van a lot, and if I'm not in the van and we're not rehearsing, then I'm like making other music. So I've got a few other things that I do, and it just so happened that we did the little short. It wasn't like a documentary, but it was like this little short piece on our trip to China, and the guy who was editing it put in some of my songs, and then a few people got in touch and were like, "Oh, what's the music?" So I kind of thought I'll just float some stuff out. But yeah,
Cool.
I think maybe gonna put some stuff out, next year. Or
Yeah.
something. See what. Dependent on and so much from Afar.
Sweet.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
it's nothing. It's just me.
Yeah. Making
Messing
stuff.
around.
Yeah, cool. Are we good, Patrick? Yes? Sweet. Roll. Take it away, boys.
I promised I'd do this, but this song's for Nikki and Farah who are listening at home. Love you, miss you. Okay, back to being cool.
Audiotree Live. We've been in the studio with And So I Watch You From Afar. If you want to have your mind blown, you can check them out for one more week with the Fall Troy, and then they go on a headlining tour with support from Milets and Bliss and get their new record, Airs, out now. Before we close out, I just want to say that I think Airs is an amazing record, and no matter what you say about your skill set or whatever, it's crafted amazingly, and you guys write really good music, so thanks for that.
Thanks, man.
And thanks to the band, thanks to awesome people in the studio and sound engineers, camera and lighting crew, hooking it up, and viewers. Thanks for watching. You can support the band by downloading the record, or sorry, the session when it comes out in a few weeks, and send a shout via social media to us or the band if you just want to connect. From all of us here at the Audiotree Studios, thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.